Greetings once again from the Shrine of St. Anthony here in Ellicott City, Maryland. And once again, we'd like to offer a few reflections, a few thoughts on one of the readings from this coming Sunday, the 14th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And again, I'd like to focus on a reading that you're probably not going to hear too much about, perhaps, in the homily that you hear this coming Sunday from the second reading, which is from Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. So let's listen to the text, and then we'll offer a few words of reflection. Brothers and sisters, that I, Paul, might not become too elated because of the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, an angel of Satan, to beat me, to keep me from being too elated. 3 times I begged the Lord about this, that it might leave me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness. I will rather boast more gladly of my weaknesses, in order that the power of Christ might dwell with me. Therefore, I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and constraints, for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong. When I was a novice friar at this friary, quite a few years ago now, in those days, novitiate was very much kind of free labor for the community. So we spent an awful lot of time, most of our days actually working either inside or outside on the property here. And I'm sure you've all seen, if you have never been to the shrine, you've probably seen pictures, and you know it's on a vast piece of property in a rural area. And one of the things that grows here better than anything else is poison ivy. And I am deadly allergic to poison ivy. So we would be out gardening or working in the gardens or cutting grass or cutting trees or whatever. And at one point I got really, really bad poison ivy to the point where I had to go to the ER. And it got so bad that I had these blisters on my arms that really needed kind of medical attention on a kind of almost every day, as far as putting salve on it and ointment and keeping it clean and then wrapping it so that I could sleep at night. Well, you can imagine that that's something that you really can't do for yourself, right? I couldn't wrap my arms up with the bandages that I needed to do, because you needed 2 hands and you only had one at a time. So, out of great kindness, without being asked, 2 of my classmates every night for weeks would come in and help me at night to put the ointment on, wrap the bandages on so that I could sleep that night. It was a moment of weakness on my part, right? But in that moment of weakness, right, God was able to do a very simple but a very powerful act of charity for me through my 2 classmates, right? For power is made perfect in weakness, right? Americans, and especially American men, have a really hard time with being weak. We like to be self-sufficient. We like to be able to take care of ourselves. But sometimes we can't. And it's in those moments when God can really touch our lives in simple acts of kindness and charity of others. And those great powerful witnesses, right, of God's presence in our life, right? When everything's going great, when we're in control of everything, we lose our sense of a need for God, right? It's in those moments of weakness when we realize we need help. And the ultimate help is from God, oftentimes played out through the simple charitable acts, the acts of kindness of others in our lives. And for those we should be grateful. And it's a reminder, but it's a great reminder to us, though, of God's great love for us, right? It was Jesus in his weakest moment, if you will, on the cross, when he was the most powerful. It's a powerful witness to us and a reminder to us of what it means to be powerful, to not dominate the other, as St. Francis knew so and preached so powerfully and so wonderfully, not so much in his words, but in his way of life, right? As it says in that prayer of St. Francis, which was not written by Francis, it's in giving that we receive, right? We are grateful for the gift of St. Francis. We are grateful for the gift of St. Paul's words to us today. And that we might, and of course, most powerfully, as it were, the weakness of our Savior, who gave his all for us in the perfect act of kindness and charity. May we be open to receiving those gifts of charity, right? And may we share that gift with others. God bless you today. We hope we wish you a very happy 4th of July. Today is the 4th of July. We wish you a happy Independence Day and a safe time, and hopefully some good times with your families and your community to celebrate the great gift of liberty that has been given to us by God, right? And also just a reminder that your intentions, the intentions of the companions of St. Anthony, are remembered by our friars here in our own prayers every day. Those of you who come here and those of you who have yet to make a pilgrimage here, you are remembered in our prayers each day, and we ask God's blessing upon you. May God give you peace.